Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Butt Fumble Sports Show on this Friday. You did it. You made it through the work week. I know it was a short one, but you made it through and you got to what should be one of the best sports weekends of the entire year. Playoff baseball, amazing college football. Some of the best college football matchups of the season. Of course, we've got NFL Week 7. We've got fantasy football. We've got so many things going on in the sports world, and we are grateful for all of it. If you want a championship matchup, you have the WNBA tonight. If you like auto racing, you have F1 this weekend. It is truly going to be one of the best sports weekends of 2024, and I'm so excited to kick it off with all of you. Great to have you with us across all of our platforms, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and of course Twitter X. It is so wonderful to be with all of you guys today. I'm so excited to dive into your questions, your comments. We have picks to give out as well. There's a baseball game starting in just over a half hour, so we're going to give out picks for not only that game, but the one that follows it. We're going to talk a lot of college football as well. We do have college football picks for Friday games. Don't forget some games tonight on ESPN and elsewhere. And finally, we'll obviously get to your fantasy football questions. Great to have you guys with us, no matter the platform. Let's dive into your questions. Let's get to work, everyone. Stivo's channel, great to have you with us. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Cody, I'm on court. Let's go, Cody. Hope you're having a good one. Jansen, Reed, Tyreek, Scary Terry, or Smith. Is that Devontae Smith? As of right now, I lean Scary Terry and Smith. I'm curious to see what Reed's status is. El Pinche, good luck to your Dodgers. Bob Jeff Supreme, start two. Bob Jeff Supreme, Marvin Harrison Jr. has not cleared concussion protocol. I don't think he will. I'd go Addison and Dell. Addison and Dell. Stivo's channel, would you trade Zach Moss and JSN for Garrett Wilson or Waddle? I probably would for Garrett Wilson. Jennifer, howdy to you. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Aiden Thompson, trade London and Chuba Hubbard for Kyron. That's an interesting idea. I actually like the idea of it as of right now. Brock Ford, Chubb, or Gibson? Really good question. It sounds like Chubb's going to be cleared, but I'm going to go Antonio Gibson just barely on this one. I love Chubb's matchup, but I don't quite know what I'm getting from him. With the first week coming back from the whole injury, I just want to see it before I'll believe it. Brent, one RB, one wide receiver. Achan, Robinson Jr., Connor, Metcalf, Evans, or Tyreek Hill? So great question. Between Achan and Robinson Jr., I expect both to have good games. It sounds like Achan is working his way towards playing. I'm going to start Brian Robinson Jr., Brent. I'm going to start Brian Robinson Jr. At wide receiver, I'd go with Mike Evans. I'm going to go Evans and Robinson Jr. as the two players in that situation. By the way, Kincaid is going to play. They're saying Kincaid is going to play. Kevin O. Deontay Johnson might be injured this week, so it actually might be a really good time to trade him. I love trading him for DK Metcalf, so Kevin O., make that deal now if you can. DeBear, would you trade Mixon and T. Higgins for Adams and Aaron Jones? I would. I think there's a couple reasons I like the trade. First of all, I think Jones could actually get more usage than Mixon towards the rest of the season. Like both of their offensive lines, so that's not the issue, but how Aaron Jones is used and the fact that Cam Akers just got traded to Houston. I like the trade, so I'm going to say yes to it. YA Tittle 24. We have Chinese ping pong action galore, baby. I'm excited just like you are. Yo, it's Timmy Turner, one wide receiver. Oh, you asked it over here. Now I understand. It's Robinson Jr. and it's Mike Evans. Good to know you're on both platforms right now. Tino, J.K. Dobbins or Breece Hall? Great question. It's J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins has the better matchup. Aiden Thompson, you've got three players I like. Achan, BTJ, and Chuba Hubbard. For the moment, I'm leaning Achan because he's going to play, and it's such a great matchup against the Colts' run defense. So Aiden Thompson, as of right now, I'm going Achan. Mason, Tyreek Hill or Garrett Wilson this week? Tyreek Hill is actually the better play based on the trends and based on the matchup. Click, trade Hunt and Garrett Wilson for Montgomery. I think it's a fair trade. I'll say yes. It might be giving up a little bit too much, but I trust Montgomery more than I do Hunt or Wilson. Ricky, I'd go McConkey. Ricky, I'd go McConkey. Jesse, I have Cooper and Adams. Do I play one or wait? Well, there could be some good news on one front. Snead is questionable for the Titans. Could make Cooper a better play, but even if he doesn't, I still think Adams is a better play. Jesse, I think Aaron Rodgers is just going to force feed him the ball, so I'm going to say that's a good play. I'd go Devontae Adams. James Jackson, McConkey, Wan'Dale Robinson, or Hunt. It's close between McConkey and Wan'Dale, but I'm going to give it to McConkey. Love the matchup he has, so I'd go McConkey. Jonathan, 25. Thanks, Michael A. Appreciate you, Michael A. Jonathan, 25. I'm going Dobbins. Jonathan, 25. I'm going Dobbins. Brian Sanchez, 23. Sounds. It's now been confirmed. No Jonathan Taylor, so I'd go Sermon. Brian Sanchez, I'd go with Sermon. Happy hour. Trade Kyle Pitts for JSN. I have Hawkinson. I'm not sure Hawkinson's going to play this week. I really actually like this trade. If once you know you have a starting tight end for the week, but happy hour, I actually do like the trade. C, D's, nuts. Who should I start? Demario Douglas, Xavier Worthy, or Jordan Addison? I actually think it's very close between Douglas and Addison. I'm going to lean Demario Douglas. As long as Drake May is the starting quarterback of the Patriots, it should be Douglas in this situation. If for any reason Drake May is not the starting quarterback, it's Jordan Addison, CD's nuts. Batman 28, who should I start, Douglas or Bigsby? I'm going to go Bigsby just barely. I've been back and forth on this one, but I'm going to go back to one of my standard rules, which is I prefer running backs over wide receivers because they lock in a certain number of carries per game. You can't compare that to targets or catches. A wide receiver at most is getting, 7 catches, 8 catches at most. Maybe there are a couple double-digit catch games. Those are so rare. But really, they're living in a range between 5 to 6, 3 to 5, rather, catches. That's what most wide receivers are getting. You compare that to 15 potential carries. There's just a lot more value there. Jonathan, 25. Gibbs or Dobbins? I'd go Dobbins. Jack, pick 3. Kupp, BTJ, Garrett Wilson, Wan'Dale Robinson, or Worthy. Jack, I'd go Kupp. When he's cleared, I'd go Kupp, BTJ, and Wan'Dale Robinson, believe it or not. Kupp, BTJ, and Wan'Dale Robinson. Brent, 1 flex, 1 tight end. I'd go Bigsby. Ooh, tough. I'd go Bigsby just barely over Jamison Williams, but I would go Bigsby, and I'd go Mark Andrews. Bigsby and Mark Andrews would be the 2 for me. Trump's cheeks, pick 3. I would go, if Reed is cleared, I'd go Reed, Hill, and Jamison Williams. If he's cleared, if Reed's cleared. If he's not cleared, I'd go Hill, Jones, and Williams. So Trump's cheeks, it would be Reed, Hill, and Williams if Reed is cleared. If not, it'd be Hill, Jones, and Jamison Williams. Getting your questions from across different platforms. Lenny Jr., Rams or Colts defense? I'm going towards the Rams. Some big news that came out of today's injury report. Jacoby Myers not going to be playing. Jacoby Myers is doubtful. So other than Brock Bowers, who's Aiden O'Connell throwing the football to? I'm going to take the Rams defense. Which player we trust more with injuries, Cook or Evans? I trust Mike Evans a whole lot more. David, Mason, and Garrett Wilson for A.J. Brown. I like the trade, David. I don't love it, but I like it more now that Garrett Wilson might be a wide receiver too, and Mason might have Christian McCaffrey coming back. So I think you're kind of getting ahead of the curve, David. Jar Jar, May or Cousins? I'm going to go Kirk Cousins just barely. Very close, but it's the lack of weapons and offensive line that has me not going with May. Love the matchup, but I prefer Cousins. Stivo's channel, I'd start Kupp. Mason, I'd start Tank Dell. Great matchup against the Packers, that's why. Cody, start Kupp or Douglas. Really, really tough for me, but I'm leaning Douglas just barely. The Raiders are a better pass defense than you think. Also, with JT out, you're asking, I'd go Bigsby. I'd go Bigsby over Madison. Both have good matchups, but Bigsby and Douglas. So you're living on that London game. Fotana, Stafford or Goff? I'd go Goff. Ryan Gregson, really tough call here. Ryan Gregson is asking Ingram or Laporta. I think both are really good plays. I may lean slightly towards Ingram, just barely, but very close. I think both are going to be good plays this week. Crazy P1, Christian Kirk or Downs? Christian Kirk. Turpin, Mason or Hunt? Is Mason playing? Is Mason cleared to play? I'm just worried about his health status. So that's what's holding me back on Jordan Mason. As of right now, the injury report. Do we have anything on it? Wow, Mason's not on the injury report. So Mason might be a good play this week. If Mason's not on the injury report, I would go Mason. Turpin, if Mason's not on the injury report, if Mason's cleared to go, Mason's the play. Amazing he could come back from that injury so quickly. Snowboarder, pick 2. I'd go Ayuk and Wandale. Evan, pick 2. I'd go Evan. I would go with Brian Thomas Jr. and I'd go Nick Chubb. Brian Thomas Jr. and Nick Chubb. Amato Martinez, Chubb or Ayuk. Very tough call for me. Chubb's the better matchup, to be honest. If Chubb's a go, I'll say Chubb. Michael A., thanks so much for resubscribing. We got to get a pick on the board to say thank you to Michael A. for subscribing. You guys know how we do. Every time we get TikTok confetti or we get a subscriber, we give away a free pick. So let's get our first free pick of the day up on the board. While I'm giving it out, make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you're following Butt Fumble Sports, and that way you never miss our show. Let's put our first pick of the day up on the board. It's going to be a baseball pick for everyone out there. And I'm taking the Dodgers on the money line today, everyone. Dodgers on the money line. A lot of this has to do with Jack Flaherty being on the mound for the Dodgers, a bullpen game for the Mets. So I'm going Dodgers on the money line. That's going to be my first pick of the day. I've got a couple player prop bets to go with it. Teoscar Hernandez. I'm going to go over, not just over half a hit, which I will take. Over half a hit is a play I like. I'm also taking Teoscar Hernandez over 1.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs. So Teoscar Hernandez, I think, is going to have a very big game today, taking him over half a hit and over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, as well as Dodgers on the money line. We have a couple other picks to give out throughout the show, but that's where we get started. So appreciate you guys. Appreciate the new subscriber, or the resubscriber in this case. Let's get back to your fantasy football questions, everybody. Geronimo, Hunter, Najee. I lean slightly towards Najee. Geronimo, I'd go Najee. Luke, Aaron Jones, Chuba Hubbard, or Jordan Mason. I'd go Chuba Hubbard. Luke, I'd go Chuba Hubbard. Ryan Gregson, Etienne, I don't expect to play. I would go Bigsby over Chase Brown. For those wondering about Waddle's value, Jalen Waddle's value rest of season, if Tua Tagovailoa comes back and is healthy, not only do I think Tyreek Hill's value completely regenerates, I would say the same for Waddle. Waddle's been pretty consistent around 30 yards per game, but that's certainly not enough for fantasy football owners. So for everyone who does own Waddle, I'm hoping his value comes back. Again, a warning for all those out there who have Deontay Johnson. He is on the injury report, and he's trending towards not playing. So if you have Deontay Johnson, look towards other options. Jaden Ortiz, I love Zay Flowers in the flex. I think that'll be a good play for you. Sam, Amari, Mason, or Wandale. I lean towards Wandale out of this group based on the matchup, Sam. Caden, Tyreek Hill, or T. Higgins. Very tricky for me. Tyreek Hill has the better matchup, but I don't trust the quarterback. I'm going to go T. Higgins. I don't want to. I want to go Hill. But frankly, I just don't trust Tyler Huntley. So T. Wayne, 0-1-0. Pick 2. I would go Kupp and Brian Thomas Jr. T. Wayne, Kupp and Brian Thomas Jr. Noah Breen, pick 2. I'd go BTJ, and I lean towards Wilson. If Snead doesn't play for the Titans, maybe I change and I go with Amari Cooper. But as of right now, the Tennessee Titans are one of the best, if not the best, one of the best pass defenses in the NFL. I'd go BTJ and Wilson, Noah. Hayden, Debo, Etienne for Aaron Jones, no. I think you're giving up too much, Hayden. I think you're giving up a little bit too much value, even with Etienne's value diminishing over the course of the season. Christian, over on YouTube, James Cook, Bijan, or Mason. I'd go Bijan, and I lean towards, it's who's healthier. I think I lean Mason as of right now. Lucci DeMeo is asking Kyler Murray or Drake May. I'd go Drake May, believe it or not, just barely. Cody Meyerson, I'd go Pitts over Bowers. Zach, start 2, Adams, MHJ, Juju, or Ladd. Well, Juju and MHJ are both questionable, and MHJ's trending towards not playing. So, Zach, my decision gets made a lot easier. It's Devontae Adams and Ladd McConkey. Those would be the two. Michael A., thanks so much for resubscribing. You're asking Eckler or Irving. Don't like the situation for either one, but I'm going to go Eckler. I like his matchup a little bit more. IP Shade 45, thanks so much for the confetti. throwing up 3 confetti to get us going. So because of that, we're going to add some more picks to our big board. Next pick we're giving out is going to be Freddie Freeman, over half a hit. Freddie Freeman, over half a hit. Next pick is going to be Kike Hernandez, over half a hit. Kike Hernandez, over half a hit. You're noticing a trend. One of the reasons I like the narrative tonight. Dodgers money line, Teoscar Hernandez hits well. Freddie Freeman hits well. Kike Hernandez hits well. I've got another pick because I owe one to IP Shade 45. Don't worry, Yankee fans. I think the Yankees win tonight. Zane wants more picks. Well, I've got Yankees on the money line tonight. Yankees on the money line's the next pick I'm giving out. And I'm going to go one step farther. I'm sorry, Cleveland Guardian fans. I'm taking Yankees minus 1.5. I know, I usually don't give out a run line play for baseball, but I'm taking Yankees minus 1.5. I think Yankees don't just win. I think the Yankees are going to win big tonight, and I think they're going to be powered by Aaron Judge. I told you guys last night I liked him over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. He hit the home run. I'm doing the same thing tonight. Aaron Judge over 1.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs. I would also go one step farther. I'll give out one more pick. I think he's going to be walked tonight. I think finally, not only is he going to have a big hit, maybe an RBI double, maybe a home run, but I also think the Guardians are going to go, we're not throwing to this guy anymore. He's turning it on. We're going to be patient with him. Aaron Judge, I'm going to take over half a walk. I know that's a bit of a bold play, but I'm going to go over half a walk along with everything else. So we've got a bunch of baseball picks up on the board. I'll do a quick recap before we get back to our fantasy football Q&A. Dodgers on the money line. Dodgers on the money line. Teoscar Hernandez, both over half a hit, and Teoscar Hernandez over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. I like Freddie Freeman for over half a hit, and I like Kike Hernandez over half a hit as well. For that Yankee Guardians game later tonight, I like the Yankees on the money line, but I also like Yankees minus 1.5. So depending on the bet or the parlay or what I'm putting together, I think the Yankees cover the minus 1.5. I like Aaron Judge over 1.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs. And I like Aaron Judge to be walked tonight. Aaron Judge over half a walk. By the way, if you like walk plays, and I know some of you guys do, I think Ohtani gets walked as well. So Ohtani and Judge in a 2-leg parlay, couple of batters that I think get walked eventually tonight because the opposing team's going to finally learn from their mistakes. That's what I think is going to happen. So those are our picks. We have college football picks to give out a little bit later in the show when we get more confetti or more TikTok subscribers. Luke over on YouTube asks, Brian Robinson Jr., Chuba Hubbard, or Mason? I'd go Brian Robinson Jr. Luke, I'd go Brian Robinson Jr. Gavin, if Hawkinson starts this week, I would start him over Otten. Yes, if Hawkinson is healthy enough, I'd start him. Brent, I'd go Chuba Hubbard. And it's tough because Singletary was cleared, so I think I lean Chase Brown. Brent, I don't feel great about it because I don't quite know how the Giants are going to play it. But I'm going to go Chuba Hubbard and Chase Brown for now. Jaden, which player would I sit? I'd sit Hunt. Jaden Ortiz, I would sit Hunt. Aaron, I'd go Tank. Juju's questionable. Shane, Marvin's questionable. I'd go Tank. Marvin's questionable. I'd go Tank. TYFT Gaming, what you think? Kyron Flowers, Kincaid for CMC, Achan, MHJ, and Ferguson. Wow, there's a lot of moving pieces in this. The Kyron Flowers Kincaid side looks really good now, but in a couple weeks, the CMC, Achan, Harrison Jr., and Ferguson side could be the better side of the deal. So it's almost, I think it's a risk worth taking, to be honest with you, because you're getting 2 running backs out of it. So TY, I think it's a good trade. I'll approve it. I'll give it the thumbs up. Christian, Laporta, and Njoku, or Kraft. Really close for me between Njoku and Laporta. Very close between those two. I'm going to say Laporta, but I don't know. Njoku's going to get a lot of targets this weekend. Mason, thoughts on Kamara rest of season? I warned you guys. I thought Kamara got off to a very hot start. I didn't think that would be able to be sustained. I think it's really bad when Derek Carr's not around. No Derek Carr, bad Alvin Kamara. When he comes back, I think you get a little bit more value than what you've seen lately. By the way, the miss of the night. We got a lot of things right last night. We actually did really well on our bets. You know where we missed in fantasy advice and in our sports betting? Cortland Sutton, where the hell you at? Like Cortland Sutton, did you know there was a football game last night? Were you just out there running routes for the sake of, cardio? I was stunned by what I saw in terms of the decision making. And more bizarre, at the end of the game, there's a moment caught on the broadcast in which Cortland Sutton goes up to Sean Payton, and they're like laughing. They're like pushing each other. They're having a good little moment of like, ha ha ha, I didn't catch any passes tonight. I wasn't targeted tonight. I did absolutely jack shit tonight. Ha ha ha, isn't that so funny? Now, I don't care. Like, I'm not going to be the person who goes up to Cortland Sutton and is like, you ruined my fantasy week or you ruined my sports bets. I'm more like, don't you want to be involved in the offense? Don't you want to go to work and actually like put in a day's work, not just like sit at your cubicle Homer Simpson style? So I was just surprised by it, but okay, to each their own. Cortland Sutton, apparently your best is on another day. Let's get back to some Q&A. C-Man, I'd go Darnold. C-Man, I'd go Darnold. Arctic Tiger, NFL script in play. The NFL script writers are amazing. The NFL script writers are amazing. The more I see, the more I'm impressed. Cody Meyerson dropped Darnold for Williams or May. No, Sam Darnold's going to have a really good game this week. Ahmed, start 3. Ahmed, I'd go Leggett, JSN, and JMO. Leggett, Jameson, and JSN and JMO. So I would sit Downs out of that group. Chosy Wozy or Chosy, I think that's how you pronounce it. Should I start Amari Cooper? It's all predicated on whether Snead plays for the Titans. If Snead doesn't play, I think he's okay, but otherwise, no. Stivo's channel, what time do you go live? We are live Monday through Friday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. So during the weekday, we're live at 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. We usually go for an hour or 90 minutes. Usually at night, we do a subscriber-only show on TikTok. So 4:30 p.m. for the show for everybody across all of our platforms. If you want to get more advice and kind of be able to have more of a conversation than just throwing in one-liners, subscribe on TikTok. We do those almost every weekday night. And then we have our pregame show on Sunday. Sunday morning, we do a 3-hour pregame show when there's no London game. When there's a London game, we start even earlier. So I will be live at 9 a.m. on Sunday. 9 a.m. on Sunday. So wake up with Butt Fumble Sports, no matter where you are. Throw us on as a second screen experience or get your questions in. But we will be live at 9 a.m. on Sunday morning. So that's our programming schedule. Back to your questions. F3T, Cooper or Pickens? I lean slightly, I think, towards Pickens, just barely, but it's close. Drips NP, do I start Tracy Jr. or Achan? Achan. Sounds like Achan's going to be cleared to go. Mason, how does Adams affect Garrett Wilson's fantasy value? So targets and receptions goes down. I think overall yardage actually will go up bizarrely. Tony, pick 2. Achan, Bigsby, or Montgomery? Great question. Tough one. I'm going to go Achan and Bigsby. Both have better matchups, Achan and Bigsby. Matthew, start Pittman or Shakir? Tough question. Pittman's questionable, so I'm a little bit concerned there. I think I'm leaning towards Shakir. Matthew, I think I'm leaning Shakir barely just because Pittman's questionable. Cody Meyerson, Garrett Wilson, and James Cook for Derrick Henry and Tyreek Hill. Hell yeah. Cody, make that deal. Crystal Trejo, start 3. I would start Bigsby, McLaurin, and Evans. Bigsby, McLaurin, and Evans would be the 3. Brendan, Adams, Smith, or Debo? Tough question. I'm going to go Adams and Smith. Debo, I don't quite know what his usage is going to be. The fact I'm leaning away from Debo is more of a reflection, too, that Jordan Mason looks like he might play. Bill R., you rock. Hope you're having a great day. I'd go Jamison Williams and Reed. As long as Reed's healthy, it's Jamison Williams for sure. Reed would be the other one. Caleb, Rams or Ravens? Go Rams. No Jacoby Myers. No Devontae Adams, obviously. Aiden O'Connell's their starting quarterback. Caleb, I'd go Rams defense. Mason, when do you usually take calls on TikTok? We'll probably take them in about 10 minutes. We'll probably start taking calls in about 10 minutes. Christian, pick 3. Wilson, Adams, Terry McLaurin, DK, or James Cook? Christian, I would go Adams, Terry, and DK. Adams, Terry, and DK are the 3 for me. Charles, pick 1. Cup, Ayuk, or Pickens? Charles, I would go Cup. Charles, I'd go Cup. Heisenberg, Cup, or Douglas? I lean Douglas just barely. Heisenberg. 49 GMC. I need a flex. I have Dobbins down. Oh, it's Dobbins. I'd go Dobbins. I love Addison, but I think Dobbins has a great game this week. Luke, Ingram or Pitts? Like them both. I lean Ingram just barely, but I think both have good games. Lucci DeMeo, I'd go Tank. Lucci DeMeo, I'd go Tank, Addison, and JSN. Tank, Addison, and JSN. Alex, I'd go Bigsby. Alex, I'd go Bigsby. Kevin O, should I drop Rashad White? I would try to trade him to get some value out of him, but I don't think he's going to have a good game this week. Freddie Ramirez, hey, would you trade Burrow, St. Brown, and Connor for Hurts, Saquon, and Amari Cooper? The answer is probably, oof. Thanks, IP Shade. We'll get some more picks on the board. Man, that's a really tough question for me. Wow, that's tough. I'm going to say no because Hurts and Saquon kind of cannibalize their value. Jordan, thanks so much. What a great gift. Thanks for the, what was that? The travel something? A travel map or travel in the USA? Thanks so much, Jordan. Let's find your question. Let's pin Jordan's question to say thank you. Alex, start three. Mooney, Juju, Lazard, Pittman, or Irving? Ooh, tough question. I'd probably go to the waiver wire. Alex, I'd go Mooney, I'd go Sermon, and I'd go Njoku. Mooney, Sermon, and Njoku. Brandon Jones, I go Judy for the moment just because I'm worried about Pittman. Let's get a bunch of picks up on the board to say thank you for all that confetti and the travel in the USA. Super cool. So we're going to give out a few more picks. The next picks we're going to give out are going to be college football picks. But first, let's answer Jordan's question. Thanks for the pen. 2 questions in one. Would you start Kirk, CJ, or Love? Great question. Really tough this week. All 3 are going to have good games. All 3 are going to have good games. I'm leaning towards CJ Stroud, I think, barely. I think between Kirk and CJ, it's close. Love, I'm going to go CJ Stroud. I'm going to go CJ Stroud, and because of that, I'm going to go Kraft. I usually don't like to double up on players in regular fantasy. DFS is different, but I like Kraft's matchup, so I'm going to go CJ Stroud, and I'm going to go Kraft, Jordan. That's what I come up with based on your question. Let's get a couple picks on the board to say thank you for Jordan and his support. I'm taking a Florida State. Don't worry, it's not Florida State. I'm taking Florida State and Duke over 39.5. Florida State and Duke over 39.5. I am also taking, this kind of an obvious one, I'm taking BYU on the money line, folding them into some parlays, but BYU on the money line. I'm also taking Oregon minus 23.5. So those are the 3 college football picks I have up on the board. Those are actually all of my picks for tonight for the most part. We do have NFL Sunday picks up on the SHARPZ app already. I put in almost all of my player prop bets and game picks for today, for the week today, because I wanted to get ahead of some of the line movement that's going to happen. So if you want to see every bet that I made for NFL Sunday, if you want to see every bet that I made for today, if you want to see every bet that I make every single day of 2024 and beyond, just DM me on Instagram. Buttfumble Sports, that's my handle. DM me on Instagram. I give away my picks for free. You guys know the reason, because you work hard for your money. You shouldn't be paying for picks. You're a sports fan. You should get a lot of entertainment out of sports betting and nothing else. So with that said, or I hope you get a lot more out of it, but you shouldn't have to pay for the experience. So that said, I give away my picks for free. Just DM me on Instagram. Happy to hook you guys up. Let's get back to work, everyone. Too much Rob. Charlie, thanks so much. Those are all my picks, so I'm a bit out. But we'll give out more picks for NFL Sunday. We'll give out more picks for tomorrow. Charlie, Man Martin, Jamar Chase for Walker. No, I would keep Jamar Chase. I wouldn't do that deal. Too much Roblox. Who should I start? Devontae or Reed? Devontae. Noah Horn, pick 3. Cup, Metcalf, Diggs, or Mixon. Noah, I'd go Cup, Mixon, and Diggs. Cup, Mixon, Cup. Forgive me. Noah Horn. Let me take that back. Cup, Metcalf, and Diggs. Noah Horn. It's Cup, Metcalf, and Diggs. Forgive me. Jordan Johnson. I thought Karma would have had a bigger game. Kamara seemed they got away from the run game. Yeah, I thought those Saints quit. I honestly thought the Saints quit like midway through the second quarter. So it really changed things. Dylan, trade Jamar Chase, Ayuk, and Pacheco for Reed, T. Higgins, Pollard, and Kareem Hunt. Yes, I like the trade. Dylan, I actually like the trade because Reed and T. Higgins probably equal about a Jamar Chase. Pollard's going to have a really good end of year. I like him over Ayuk. And then Kareem Hunt versus Pacheco is just who's going to be the running back of the Chiefs down the stretch. Gavin, Tunker, Kraft, or Laporta? I'm going to lean Laporta on that one. Laporta just barely. Better matchup. Guys, if you have Deontay Johnson, be worried. He is on the injury report, and he's trending towards not playing. So it is something that I'm watching. You should be as well. Bane Bennett, pick 2. I would go Najee and Mason. As long as Mason is healthy enough to go, it's Najee and Mason. Click, start 3. Click, I would go Douglas, Ayuk, and Reed. Douglas, Ayuk, and Reed, as long as Reed is healthy enough to go. Nuve DK, start 2. I would go Barkley and Achane. Nuve DK, I'd go Barkley and Achane. Justin Eubanks, pick 3. Reed, Debo, Adams, Mooney, and Brian Thomas Jr. I would go Mooney, Brian Thomas Jr., and I'd go with Adams. I'm leaning Adams as the third guy. If you're watching right now, no matter the platform, hit the like button. No matter what platform you're watching on, hit the like button right now. Make sure you let Butt Fumble Sports know that you love the content. Bobby, start Worthy or Kirk. Bobby, I'd start Kirk. Tubo, I'd start Diggs. Tubo, I'd start Diggs. T.Y., I'd start Garrett Wilson. T.Y., I'd start Garrett Wilson. Catch, I'm not even going to worry about it. We are in, I think this year we're in something like 52 leagues. You know, we draft leagues preseason with a lot of people here. So it's Eric 15, I'd go Love. It's Eric 15, I'd go Jordan Love. Randall, I'd go Garrett Wilson just barely. Garrett Wilson just barely. By the way, you really wanted to let people know about your comment. Okay, well, I appreciate that. IP Shade 45, Dodgers closing out. That's my expectation. I think Dodgers are going to win. Beatum Zuta, I'd go BTJ. BTJ over Ayuk. Ethan Frank, I'd go Jordan Addison. Ethan Frank, Jordan Addison. Jorge, really tough question. Douglas or JMO? I like them both. I think I lean Douglas just barely, but man, that's a very close one. Gavin, I like the trade. Gavin, I like the trade. Eric Anderson, I'd go... Eric Anderson, I'm standing by what I've been thinking. Evans, Godwin, and I go Ayuk. Evans, Godwin, and Ayuk. Apex Trev, I'd go Pollard and Williams. Man, it's close, but I'm going to go Pollard and Williams just barely over Achane. New Jersey Memes, yes. Drop Moss for Bigsby, yes. Shazzy, 1166. I'd go Judy. Shazzy, I'd go Jerry Judy. I'm so Sigma. Trade Moss and Puka for Chase Brown and Flowers. Yes, yes, I actually like that trade because Flowers' value is shooting up. Pooh Claw, I have no idea who to flex. Jamison Williams. Pooh Claw, Jamison Williams. D. Graham, would you trade Evans and Brown for Amon-Ra? Probably not. I probably wouldn't, actually. Justin Eubanks, I'd go Kyron Williams, Montgomery, and Mason. Kyron Williams, Montgomery, and Mason. Reverse Flash, I'd go Dobbins. Reverse Flash, I'd go Dobbins. Hirsch, I'm still waiting on Mike Evans' injury news. I'm hoping he plays. Until I hear otherwise, I'm treating it like he's going to play. Nuve DK, I'd go Drake May. Nuve DK, I'd go Drake May. Fajita, I'd go JSN. Fajita, I'd go JSN. James, I lean Sermon, but I know it's a coin flip between the backups. Hi, I'm Toby. Chubb for Waddle and Najee. Do the deal. Yes. Sean Sauce Dawn. Bijan. How many am I picking? I'm picking 3. I'd go Bijan. I'd go Cup. And I'd go Jacobs. I know Gibbs or Montgomery is probably one of them is going to get a touchdown, if not both. But I'm going Bijan, Cup, and Jacobs. And I'm going Jacobs over Reed just because I'm worried about the injury status. And you know I don't want to double up on one team, one offense. So I'm going to go Bijan, Cup, and Jacobs. But that's a tricky one there. Raggedy Pancakes, pick 2. I'm going to go Najee, and I'd go Bigsby. I would drop Kareem Hunt, and I would go Bigsby. So I'd go Najee and Bigsby. D. Graham, if Evans doesn't play, I lean. The problem is Evans plays on Monday night, so you won't maybe have the opportunity to know because of that. D. Graham, I'll go McConkey. It's not that I think McConkey outscores Douglas. I think Douglas actually outscores McConkey. But you may not know about Mike Evans' status until Monday. Because of that, McConkey, who I believe plays the last game of the day, the last game of the week between the Cardinals and the Chargers. That allows you to literally have the ultimate insurance policy. If Evans doesn't play Monday afternoon, early Monday evening, you can switch out Evans for McConkey. That's what I would do because I really do want to take Evans if he's healthy enough to go. Gio, pick one. I go Josh Jacobs. Gio, I go Jacobs. Beat him, I'd go Tank Dell. Beat him, I'd go Tank Dell. I love Achan, but I think I'm going to go Tank Bigsby over Achan just barely. JC Construction, would you trade away Lamb for JT and MHJ? It's a very interesting idea. Honestly, yes. JC, I would do the trade. JC Construction, I would do the trade. Trump's Cheeks, pick 3. Evans, Kupp, Wilson, and London. Well, if Evans doesn't play, you don't have a good insurance policy. So I might go Kupp, Wilson, London just to play it safe, Trump's Cheeks. Jonathan Santiago, I have Wilson and Adams, but no one in my league really trades. How screwed am I? I don't think you're screwed at all. I still think you look for trade partners, but maybe you just ask for a little bit less. But I also think by having both, you can kind of take a bit of a cautious pause and see which player is getting more targets or being used in what kind of way over this first week of both of them being on the same team. Fotana, I would go Fotana, really tough call here. I think all three could be good plays. I'm leaning slightly towards Darnold. Fotana, I'm leaning towards Darnold, but it's very, very close. Justin Eubanks, no, I don't. Tighten up Jesse, I'd go Singletary just barely. I want to say Tyrone Tracy, but frankly, on the depth chart, I think Singletary's 1, so I got to lean in that direction. Andreas just traded Debo and Kareem Hunt for London and Bigsby. Love it. That's a trade I love. Shannon Baldwin, would you drop Kareem Hunt? Depending on who I could pick up, yes. Jonathan Grover, Richardson, or Hurts? It's Jalen Hurts. Jonathan Grover, it's Jalen Hurts. Nolan, I'm leaning slightly towards Singletary. Nolan, I lean Singletary. Again, between Tracy Jr. and Singletary, I think it's a coin flip until we see them actually back on the field together. Skoll, I'd go Darnold over May. Again, it's offensive line and it's receivers that make the difference for me. Trump's Cheeks, Mason was upgraded to active. Crazy that he's going to be back. But Jordan Mason being back is good news for a lot of fantasy owners. Eric Anderson, Packers or Vikings defense? Man, I think both get lit up. I think both have really bad games. So Eric Anderson, I would look for other options. I'm not high on either one of them. Cooper, I'm leaning Tank Dell just barely. Cooper, Tank Dell just barely. Bailey, I'd go Flowers. Bailey Terra, I'd go Flowers. Fotana, I'm going Ingram just barely. Very close, though. Between Ingram and Andrews, I'd go Ingram. Suha, pick 2. I'd go Dell and Jacobs. Suha, I'd go Dell and Jacobs. Eugene, Chuba Hubbard for St. Brown. If someone's offering that deal, jump all over it. Love that trade for you. C. Murder, okay? I'd go Ingram just barely over Laporta. Ingram just barely over Laporta. Ethan Davis, I'd go Gibbs. Ethan Davis, I'd go Gibbs. Mel, 626, I have Bijan. They're offering Lamb. I think I'm keeping Bijan right now. Pretty close, though. Midwest Juice, what's good? Hope you're having a great day, Midwest Juice. Appreciate the questions. D, Wandale, Devontae, Chuba, or Tracy. Man, very tough. Close between Chuba Hubbard and Devontae Smith. I'm going to lean Chuba Hubbard just barely over Devontae Smith, but very close. Nuve DK, trade Hunt and Ayuk for London and Higgins. Hell yeah, absolutely would do that deal 100%. Sebastian Garcia, I'd go Dobbins, barely over Flowers and Dell. Man, those are 3 players I really like, though. I wish you could start all 3. Carter, Pistorius, I'd go Mason. Carter, I'd go Jordan Mason now that we know he's good to go. Jason Cromwell, I'd go Devontae Smith. Jason Cromwell, Devontae Smith. User 657, I'd go Kraft. User 657, I'd go Kraft. Spencer, thoughts on Jacobs? I have Walker and Stevenson. I think I'd rather start. I'm worried about Stevenson's health status, so maybe that lends me to believe Jacobs and Walker are the 2 to start. Adams or Higgins? I lean towards Adams just barely. Higgins doesn't have a great matchup either. They both have tough matchups. So I'm going to lean in the direction of Adams just barely. Nom nom, Mostert or Madison? Well, with Achan back, I lean Madison. Both have good matchups, but if Achan's healthy enough to go, Mostert's value comes down. I'll go Madison. Midwest Juice, May, Richardson, or Gino? Man, tough question here. Very, very close. I think for the moment, I'm leaning slightly towards May, but do I feel great about it? No. Shohei Ohtani on board with a base hit, so the Dodgers off and running. P. Asha, trade Mooney and Jacobs for Amari Cooper? No. P. Asha, that's a bad trade. Don't do that deal. Appreciate all of you guys watching the show. Make sure you hit that follow button. Take a quick moment. If you haven't already joined this community of followers and fans and fantasy football owners, make sure you hit the follow button, and that way you never miss our show. Max B, I'd go Scary Terry. Max B, I'd go Scary Terry. Raggedy Pancakes, I'm leaning Cup. If Cup's healthy enough to go, Cup over Wandale just barely. Apex, I'd go Scary Terry. Apex, I'd go Scary Terry. Zelly, Cooker, Montgomery. I'd go Montgomery. Don't like the matchup, but I think Montgomery gets you a touchdown. John, I'd go John. I'm leaning Cousins just barely. I'd go Kirk Cousins barely. Jonathan, Brian Robinson Jr. is definitely the play for me. Mookie Betts. Oh, it's dropped! Starling Marte drops the ball. That's going to get runners into scoring position, and the Mets are melting like a candle in heat. Damn. Oh, wow. A usually sure-handed defender. That is a big mistake, and the Mets, meet the Mets, greet the Mets. Come right out and beat the Mets. Amit, Tyreek Hill or Douglas? I'd go Douglas. I'd go Douglas. Jordan Guidry, I'd go Jacobs. Jordan Guidry, I'd go Jacobs. Appreciate the questions from everyone who's watching the show. Hope you're enjoying the content and the conversation. No matter the platform, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. Midwest Juice, I'd go Achan. Midwest Juice, I'd go Achan and Reed if he's healthy. Achan and Reed if he's healthy. By the way, Teoscar Hernandez had a chance to give me my hit run RBI right away, and nope, no dice on that one. John, I'd go Cousins. John, I'd go Cousins. DJ Khaled Asparagus, I'd go Wilson, Cup, and BTR. Wilson, Cup, and BTR. User, I'd go, User 73, I'd go Montgomery and Jacobs. I'm going to go Montgomery and Jacobs just barely. Nuve DK, I'd go Mooney, BTJ, and Devontae. Mooney, BTJ, and Devontae, Nuve DK. Should I trade Taylor? I have Jacobs and Walker for my other running backs. No, I'd probably keep Jonathan Taylor. Line out to Pete Alonso. Could the Mets get out of this jam? We'll see. Carter, pick one running back, then one flex. I'd go Bigsby. I'd go Bigsby and BTJ. Carter, I usually don't like doubling up on the same offense, but in this case, I'll take Bigsby and BTJ. Thanks for the pumpkin, Apex. Maybe that's a little Mets good luck pumpkin telling me to stuff it. Liam Weiss, Liam Weiss, I'm going to go BTJ, but this is close. I'll go BTJ just barely over Najee, though it's very, very tight. Hendog, Kyron, Mason, McCaffrey, and Zay. Wow, great question. I think I'd rather have Kyron, Pickens, and Ingram. Because Mason or McCaffrey, you're only getting one running back out of that. So you're actually doing a 3 for 2, and it's not as good as I'd like. Trump's Cheeks, I'd go Darnold. Zachary, I'd go Chuba Hubbard, Bigsby, and Douglas. Chuba Hubbard, Bigsby, and Douglas would be the 3, Zachary. Ghost Pepper, trade DJ Moore for James Cook? Probably not. I still think, I think it's very close, but I love what I'm seeing from Caleb Williams. I'm not willing to give him up. John, great to see you. If I picked up Henry, having Neighbors and McConkey, would you pick up Douglas? Probably not. I think Neighbors and McConkey are good plays this week. So if you already have Henry, I'd probably keep it as it is. That said, if you're really lacking in a good flex play, I do think Douglas is that. So I'd be okay with it on one level. If you lack options, I'm okay with it. If you have other options, I probably wouldn't do it. Too legit. Start May over Goff or Mahomes? No, I'd start Goff. Bearded Hipster, dynasty question. I'm 3-3 and I might lose this week. Should I sell Derrick Henry for garbage? No, I would not. I would go for it. The Mets get out of the jam. David Peterson, what a performance. Gets out of the jam, and the Dodgers get bupkis out of that inning. Oh my. Mike, pick 2. I'd go Dobbins, and I lean... Mike, I go Dobbins, and I'll go Jacobs, but it's close. Very close between Jacobs and Gibbs. Mar, I traded Daniels and JSN for Stroud and MHJ. Still have Kyler. I'm okay with the deal. I'm okay with it. I think rest of season you might get the better of it once MHJ is healthy, if he's healthy. Fotana, I'd go McLaurin. Carter, I would start Bigsby and BTJ. Answer that one, sorry. J-Dubs, I'd go Garrett Wilson, barely. Garrett Wilson, just barely. Any name now, Dell. Any name now, I'd go Dell. Gavin, I'd go Mason and Singletary. Colin, I'm going to go Tyreek Hill. Barely over Wandale. Who thought it would ever be a barely? Midwest Juice, I'd go BTJ. Tyler Ola, is B-Rob a risky start given he's limited? If he's healthy enough to go, I think he gets a touchdown. So I like him. Bubba, DK or Debo? I'd go DK and I'm going to go Goff. I'm going to go DK and Goff. User 407, Kirk or Darnold? I lean Darnold by the slimmest of margins. Close, but I'm leaning Darnold. DJ Khaled, I'd go Hall. And Cook. Mike, drop Mostert for D-Hop? Yeah, probably, Mike. Yes, I would. Tyler Ola, sit 1. I would sit Reed. Tighten up, I'd go Singletary. Tighten up, Jesse, I'd go Singletary. Let's get some calls in, everybody. Let's do some calls, everyone. We're going to take some calls now. Let's see what Man1515 wants to talk about. Man1515 is a loyal subscriber. Man, what's good?
Hey, how's it going?
Love and life. How can we help you?
Good. I want a trade offer. You want to trade Jones, and I will get Mike Evans and Austin Eckler.
They want who?
Mike Evans and Austin Eckler, and they get Aaron Jones.
Yeah, I would do the trade.
Okay, cool. Appreciate it.
Have a good one, man. Good luck. Let's get our next caller up on the line. Let's go to Za King. Let's see what Za King wants to talk about. Za King, you got a bad connection, buddy. Try us again, okay? Not being able to get a hold of you. So go get another better connection. Let's go to Shanda the Wine Panda, another loyal subscriber. Let's see what Shanda the Wine Panda wants to talk about. What's good?
Hey, how's it going?
Love and life. How can I help you?
Yeah, me too. 3 questions. Love or Mayfield?
Wow. Tough. I'm going to say Mayfield just barely, but it's close.
Okay, I was leaning that way too. Adams or Juju?
Adams.
Well, I'm getting good at this because I was leaning that way too. Okay, running backs, Tracy, Moss, or Irving?
Yikes.
I know.
Tracy, Moss, or Irving?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say Tracy Jr. It's the best matchup. I'm worried that Singletary's come back and is now the starter or, is at least going to take away carries. But I'm going to risk it. I'm going to say Tracy Jr.
Okay, thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Have a wonderful weekend as well. Let's get to a couple other questions. Bronson, I'd go Drake May. Bronson, I'm going to go Drake May barely. Bronson. Styles Life, I'd go Stroud. Don't spam the chat, though. X, I'd rather have Jacobs and Brown. I'd rather have Jacobs and Brown. Matthew Delgado, I'd go Douglas. User 9231, I'd go Mason. User 9231, I'd go Mason. Jenna, Deontay Johnson's questionable, so he may be out. I think I lean Najee Harris. MHJ is probably out. Deontay Johnson's probably out. Jenna, I would go Najee and Rogers. Najee and Rogers. Matthew, oh, we got you. Zach, Achan or Jones? I go Achan. I lean Achan on that one. Let's get to another guest. Let's see what Zach wants to talk about. Zach's going to be our next caller up on the line. Zach, what's good?
Yo.
How can I help you?
You just answered my question. It was just Achan or Jones. I don't know who to go.
Bingo, Achan. So we got you covered. No worries there. Let's go to the RJ. Let's see what the RJ... Oh, the RJ dropped on us. Okay. Let's go to Mason. Let's see what Mason wants to talk about. Mason, rough connection. Try us again, buddy. Not getting any connection there. Let's go back to the RJ. Let's see if the RJ can connect this time. The RJ, what's good?
What's up, man?
What's happening?
Okay, so I have the Bears defense, but we're on bye this week. I know it's a defensive question, but so I really don't want to drop the Bears defense because they're doing pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Who do I drop off my bench? Because I don't want to drop the Bears defense. Trey Sermon or Juju, or I have Hunter Henry as well because I picked him up because I'm scared of Kincaid and Knox. You know what I mean?
Well, I think Hunter Henry has a really good week, so I don't want to drop him for the 1 week I like him. Hit me with the options one more time.
Okay, I forgot. I also have, okay, so Rome Odunze, who's on a bye this week. So Rome, Juju, or Trey Sermon.
And you're not going to use any of them?
I don't think so, man.
Then Trey Sermon. If you're not using Trey Sermon this week, his rest of season value shouldn't be ridiculous.
Okay, all right. Appreciate it.
Have a good one, the RJ.
Usual.
Let's go to DJ Khaled Asparagus, and then we'll get back to some written questions. DJ Khaled, we're getting a tough connection with you as well. Might be us, but tough connection. Try us again, buddy. So let's get back to some of the written questions here. Marco, I'd go Mooney. Marco, I'd go Mooney. Bearded Hipster, Evans and Pittman for Cook and... No, Bearded Hipster, no, I don't like that deal either. Mike, the Rams defense is a good start. Temulima, I'd go Gibson. Temulima, I'd go Gibson. Lucifer, can you please help pick 2 wide receivers and 1 flex? I would go Williams and Hill. Williams, Hill, and Reed if he's healthy. If he's not, probably Eckler. But Williams, Hill, and Reed if he's healthy. Deep X, what are your thoughts on Achan this week? Sounds like he's going to play. Love him. I think he's going to be a good start this week. Jake, I'd go... Ooh, Jake, great question. With no Deontay Johnson, this changes for me. If Deontay Johnson were playing, I'd go Dalton, but I'm going to go Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray is going to be the play for me. Raggedy Pancakes, great question. I'm going Douglas. Raggedy Pancakes, I'd go Douglas. Miguel, I'd go Rogers. Miguel, I'd go Rogers. It's Gavin. Should I do this trade? I get Connor and Cup and get Breece Hall. Yes, I would do the deal. It's Gavin. Cook, I'd go Flowers and Neighbors. Cook, I'd go Flowers and Neighbors. J Ben, I'd go... J Ben, I'm going to go Jordan Mason. It's very close, but if Jordan Mason's good to go, I probably lean in his direction. Lions are a good run defense. You don't know what you're getting necessarily without Aiden Hutchinson, but that's kind of where I come out on this one. Mesh the 1, I'd go Douglas. Mesh the 1, I'd go Demario Douglas. Nate, I'm 5-1, just traded Pollard and Jacoby Myers for Pacheco and Hawkinson. Who wins? I actually think the Pollard side wins, and here's the only reason why. I love Pollard's schedule come playoff time. He's got a great schedule from like weeks 13 through 17, where he faces a lot of good matchups for him to have a really breakout postseason. Bearded Hipster, I'm leaning Mason. I'm worried about Stevenson's health status and Gibson taking away some of his value. If it was Stevenson as the RB1, it'd be a no-brainer, but I'm worried about it now. Temulima, I'd go Cup, and I'd go Reed if he's healthy. It sounds like Deontay Johnson is trending towards not playing. It's the reason I'm not going with him. Enrique, I like both Andrews and Njoku, but I'll go at Andrews this week. Andrews this week. If you haven't done so already, no matter the platform, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Kick, or Twitter X, hit the follow button. Take a quick second. Make sure you hit the follow button. That way you never miss our show. We're live Monday through Friday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time as Pete Alonso goes yard. Pete Alonso, a 3-run bomb in the first. And just like that, the Mets are up 3-0. Oh my. Maybe my pick's wrong. I got Dodgers money line. Mets just landed a haymaker in the first. They get out of a bases loaded jam, two runners in scoring positions jam, and boom, just like that, 3-0 Mets. Grant, I'd go Grant. I like them both, but I'd go Ingram just barely over Kelsey. Very close though, Grant. Dustonius, I'd go Ingram over Kittle. Ingram over Kittle. Photo, I'd go Achan. Photo, MVN, I'd go Achan. Goobs, trade Marvin and Reed for Tyreek and Ladd. Interesting idea. I'll probably say no, but it's very close. It's a really interesting trade. You know what, Goobs? I'm not for it, but if you want to, it's a fair trade. Alwarzo, I'd go McLaurin. Alwarzo, I'd go McLaurin. Trevor, I'd go Bigsby. Trevor, I'd go Bigsby. Christopher, if I'm benching one, I'm benching Gibbs. I would bench Gibbs. Pac-Man, I'd go... It's close between JMO and Pop. Man, it's very close. I'm going to go Jamison Williams. I'm going to go Jamison Williams just barely. I think I trust the Lions passing offense a little bit more. Spencer, I'd go Rams defense. Spencer, I'd go Rams defense. Man, what a bomb by Pete Alonso. To dead center. Crushed. Jason Cook for Connor? No, I'd rather have James Cook. I'd rather have James Cook. Al Andrews, I'd go Mooney and JSN. L. Andrews, Mooney and JSM. Andres, I'd go Douglas. Andres, I'd go Demario Douglas. Grant, I'd go... Grant, I think I go Eckler. Grant, I think I go Eckler just barely. Very, very close on that one. Very, very close. Appreciate you guys being with us. Hope you guys are loving the content, loving the show. We've been live for just about an hour. Make sure you guys hit the follow button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you're with us every time that we're live. Edwin, pick 3. Edwin, I'd go Douglas, Evans, and Hill. Douglas, Evans, and Hill, but there is some concern Evans may not play, so a bit of a risk there. Dean, I'd go Richardson. Dean, I'd go Richardson. BB, I'd go Cincinnati defense. BB, Cincinnati defense. Spencer, I'd go Douglas. Spencer, I'd go Douglas. Def Not Quolls, I'd go... Tough question. I think I'd rather have Achan and Wandale, but it's close. That's a tough one, Def Not. I don't have a good vibe on it. Brent, I'd go Bigsby. Brent, I'd go Bigsby. Thanks for the question, Brent. Appreciate you. I hope you guys are enjoying the content, enjoying the show. Hope you're having a wonderful day. If you're a Met fan, you're having a wonderful hour. The last 20 minutes has just been an unbelievable display of comeback Mets baseball as they just got a double. I'm going to go watch this game. I will check in with you guys later. We will probably do a subscriber-only show tonight, so make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you join us then. Until then, stay healthy, stay safe. Have a wonderful night. Make sure you subscribe. And again, if you want every pick I make every day, DM me on Instagram. Goodbye, everybody.